Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your guy, Professor O, coming through with a dose of that good yoke. I'm everywhere like broken glass. I'm around like a circle. Anyway, anyhow, let's get down to this round now. Today, I want to talk about, I almost had it. Don't beat me up. Let's get to it. Execution over excuses. Now, I probably made a vid about this. I've noticed I've been looking at most of my vids. My vids is kind of becoming more repetitive, but not in the sense that I'm saying the same thing exactly, but I am saying it similarly. But it's coming a little bit more sexiness. So don't be a hater, be an appreciator. You dig what I'm saying? But anyway, when you're prioritizing execution over excuses, that's when you're taking out the middleman of failure. And what I mean by that is because literally you know what you need to do to be able to succeed. You want to lose weight and become more healthy, start eating more correct and start exercising. You want to get a new job, you start applying, start looking. You want to better yourself, you start applying more things that will do things to you start doing things that'll be more beneficial to your personality. Again, maybe exercising, maybe you want to become more spiritual, understand who you are, start reading the Bible or picking up a religion, whatever the case may be. But the fact of the matter is that you start realizing and understanding exactly what you need to do to become a better person. But now the instant you start doing that, I need you to realize, I did make a video about it somewhere along the lines about what happens when you make that firm decision of changing, but overall not explaining the point of executing versus excusing. Yes, that is. Excusing is the word. I said excusing, but I just pronounced it differently, so it sounded differently. But executing versus excusing. Executing versus excusing. It's like when you say the word execute, then you start, I'm so tongue twisted today. I don't even understand what's going on. But you know that I'm long-winded. So don't be a hater, again, be an appreciator, never a deviator. Maybe you need to levitate, but never ever hate. Appreciate or meditate. Can you dig what I'm saying? I think you can. Anyway, anyhow, let's get down to this round now. I'm long with it, and I'm about to go on barrel to a whole bunch of points, but you already know I got the handy dandy notebook in the spot. Don't make it hot, and I definitely don't see why not. Who writes in script? Oh, wait, nothing on that page. Who writes in script? Clearly your boy still does, and it's still in it, looking and good and flowing. Can you dig what I'm saying? Anyway, there are those out there that will make excuses and shame you for executing your goals. I need you to realize that, because at the same time, when you're realizing that you are executing your goals, when you're executing who you are, how you are, and what makes you, and what you're creating the what makes you who you are and what you are and how you are, there are going to be those that have that same feeling but denied it and applied it somewhere else and just made excuses for the situation. Now, I need you to understand exactly when that happens, realize the inner light turned on for them. And I speak about this extensively. Maybe in my recent videos, I haven't spoke about it a lot, but in majority of my videos, I always speak about it. The light turns on. What happens when the light turns on? You see who you truly are for the inside. And usually it isn't clean. It's very dirty. It's a lot of shit. There's a lot of bullshit that you need to clean up. Now, you have that most choice right there. Again, when this inner light turns on, this is not the eureka or the aha. No, it's when you see exactly who you are in your current state. And a lot of times, there's a lot of dirt that is time to be cleaned up. Now, you have to make your firm decision to pick up that dustpan and broom and start cleaning up. You could be refining some old traits and making them more valuable. You could pick up new traits that could be more applicable to you and your immediate reality and future. Or you could be discarding traits that no longer serve you, or they haven't been serving you for a while, but it's just been giving you excuses to make you more comfortable. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable at all times. Do something that is constantly being uncomfortable. That's why exercising is very essential to that point, to make you more execution based instead of being more I think about it based, but I digress. But anyway, when you make up that firm decision, you start cleaning up, it's going to show. Why? Because now your mental is matching your physical. Your mental is cleaning up your physical, and it has to align to it. And this is why you start resonating at a different frequency, and that frequency becomes more attractive. You start attracting the thing you need and want, because now you're resonating at what you are. Currently, when you resonate, you got to realize a lot of people don't understand your mind and your body is resonating at two different frequencies. This is why the double-minded man and me want to be unstable in all ways. Why? Because you're thinking with your lower self and not with your higher self. When your higher self and your lower self are attuned, then you really don't have a lower self or you don't have a higher self. You'll be one in completion. You'll be very well-rounded. You'll be whole, because now you're resonating at the same type of frequency. Are you understanding what I'm saying right now? A lot of people want to put on that frequency and then they fake it, but you got to realize you can't fake it till you make it. Because there's going to be those that fake it and then they make it and then they break it because they couldn't sustain it because it's not who they truly are. But when you are who you are and you become who you are and you're doing what you are, it's never ever going to stop. It's always going to be more prominent. It's always going to be more official because you are the true source. You the source in this moment. Can you dig what I'm saying right now? I hope you can, because you know this word that's coming out is from a sexy individual. Hey now. Yes. Anyway, anyhow, let's get down to this round now. I'm long-winded, so excuse me. They're more mad at you believing yourself and taking the necessary steps for a better you than them taking responsibility for your health or overall obligations. You got to realize that people don't really want to take up that step and make the first step of being a better individual, because it isn't easy. I'm not going to sit here and state that you could just do it today, which you really can, but I'm not going to sit here and state that it's just as easy, because when you make that firm step, it's just relearning things and it becomes very hard. It's just what it is. Why? Because you are becoming a different individual. You're becoming a more prominent individual. You're becoming a more successful individual. It's just who you are, what you are, and how you are. There's no ins and buts about it. It's just, it is what it is. But when you're making that firm decision to change who you are, again, you're changing your frequency, you're changing your perspective, you're changing exactly, you're transforming. So when you're transforming and you're putting on this new role genuinely, because you're creating it from the inside out. And that's another thing. People want to think from the outside in, but no, anything from the outside will be rust. But anything you do on the inside will be gold, and it will accrue in value, because you're changing yourself who you are internally. Then it'll start matching externally. And then when you start doing that, it'll just shine more authentically, and you'll shine through and through, from the inside all the way to the outside. It's just what it is. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Nothing we can do about it, but that's the whole point of it being so I don't want to say worthwhile. It is worthwhile, excuse me, but it'll be so much more authentic, because you can learn more, then you'll be able to relate to more to your journey and other people that's on a similar journey, because you're growing from that point. And then when you're growing from that point, it just becomes very expensive. And then I digress, because again, like I said before, you know that I am long-winded. So I digress. Either you're going to get to it or not. There is no in between, and realize it is no in between. I'm very tongue twisted today. Look at that, I'm all over the place. There's no in between, and the reason why there's no in between in that situation, because when you're making that firm decision, that is the in between right there. Literally right there. When you're thinking about it, when you're making the decision, all right, should I do this, or maybe this is the time to do this? I don't know if I'm ready. That's the in between. But the minute you make that firm decision and you make that initial first step into creating the situation, bang, bang, boom. Now you're on the path. Now sticking on the path will be a little bit more difficult. That's why you take the path of the straight and narrow. Very few find it, and very few reap the benefits of it, because it isn't easy. You know, when God's written a book and sent Jesus down, and he gave us these beautiful words and these beautiful scriptures to stick to, he never said it was going to be easy. He just said it's going to be worth it. There's nothing easy about it. But anything that's easy isn't worthwhile. But don't get me wrong. Trust me, it becomes easy because you're becoming the path. You're becoming the journey. I digress. So stick with me now. The execution you make will offend those who make excuses. And that's just what it is. Like, you can't take it personal. And then you gotta realize you never, ever take it personal. Never take anything that these individuals do out here personally, because you gotta realize they're carrying their own shoulder boulder. And when they're carrying their shoulder boulder, you gotta realize that they're tired, they're stressed, they're weighted down, and they see you chipping your shoulder boulder more, can make it more light, this, that, and that. You gotta realize, once you look at who you are on the inside and that light turns on the inside, you see exactly who you are. You may not be a pretty individual, of course you're not like me, but at the same time, you get what I'm saying. I digress. I'm very humble about it, please excuse me, but this is just me being confident about it, all right? Don't beat me up, don't do it. I'm just here talking, expressing my video. And again, for all those who love joining and watch me, I appreciate it. But again, you do not have to. This is the beautiful part about it. You are more than welcome to click to another video, and you can just be so fulfilled from that video. But you're here because you like to see me. You know this sexiness is so addicting and contagious. I digress, right? But anyway, I forgot what I was saying, so we're gonna go to the next point. You're reminding them and giving them first-hand evidence of what it looks like to execute your goals. Point blank period. just do it. You know what I mean? Even Nike made a slogan out of it. Just do it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see it. It's gonna feel good. It's gonna make you feel more revitalized. It's just, remember, and it may not feel more beneficial in the beginning, and you may not see the results initially because, you know, you just started. But then when you continue to do it again and again and again and again, and it becomes more repetitious, it becomes more of a routine, and then now that routine becomes a lifestyle. And then when you don't do it, you're gonna feel weird because this is something that you've been doing for such a long time, and then it becomes who you are. You're gonna see the benefits. And then when you start to see the benefits, you're gonna be so proud of who you are. You're gonna love who you are. You're gonna fall in love with yourself. I think I'm gonna name that the video instead of, what was I saying? Execution of it's falling in love with yourself. And then you'll just realize you start to accrue yourself in value. And then now you start realizing, like, I don't really wanna be around these individuals anymore because I like who I am, and I don't think they like who I am, or they may not even like who you're becoming. A lot of people will feel offended for you becoming a better person. It's just what it is. And you know what you got to say to that? Fuck them. It's fine. It's totally cool. Because why? At the end of the day, if they were meant to be on your journey, they will be working on themselves to add more value to themselves, and you guys will be complementing each other instead of complicating each other. But the minute it becomes complicating, that means it's time to remove yourself because it isn't that serious. Simple as that. Can you dig what I'm saying? I had to give a moment of silence for that. But as long as you can dig what I'm saying, dig what I'm speaking about, it is what it is. And that's it right there, baby. That's the whole kit and caboodle. Can you dig what I'm saying? I hope you can. And again, right here, that's definitely it. Again, this message is for the depth out there, for the master, the expert. Ooh, excuse me. I told you, I'm so tough. You know, we're going to have to run that. Again, this message is for the expert. Another one. Third time's the charm. Again, this message is for adept out there, for the master, the expert, the proficient, the efficient, the self-efficient, the one that's always doing it, never losing it, that's growing and glowing at all times. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. And remember, speak good, do good, see good, because when it is good, it's all good. Can you dig it? And for the haters out there that love looking at your boy, make sure you look at my good side, because you know that I'm sexy. Can you dig what I'm saying? Peace, love, and light. See you guys in the next video. I've been so tongue twisted today, but it's fine because we got the video done. And you know I'm not going to edit anything out because I'm going to be transparent with it to let you know. Play your feet mess up, but it still looks sexy at the end of the day. Peace, love, and light.